in another game. The problem is that that map is on Shakuras. Know that I have problems with it, but I really want to cast test bug, so this is why I'm going to go and cast AiSeiplo and Thaboo. So welcome guys, we have AiSeiplo spawning as the Pink Protoss on the upper side, and on the bottom we have Thaboo spawning as the purple Zerg. The map is test bug. Finally I'm able to cast a CraftCup game on this map. This is a new map that was added to the ladder pool. Actually the CraftCup map pool, not to the ladder pool. Steps of War was taken out, and test bug, this map was added. And now let's actually see what this map has to offer. For once, you can spawn in 3 locations. This is pretty unique. Normally you have a map that's either 4 players or 2 players, but you can spawn over here on the downside, up here on the upper side, and here on the right side. Also the map is looking pretty cool. You have lava over here while you have water over here, so it's pretty nice. And the space over, actually it's desert right now. I think it used to be space. Oh no, this is the space part. Now also you can take your expansion pretty easily, because it is only this choke point, pretty small. You also see these smaller rocks around here, and there are also them here. What these rocks show you is the Senaga vision from this tower. Also there are 4 Senaga towers, and if you see, only the middle one is free. In order to have vision with this Senaga tower, you have to destroy those destructible rocks. Now the third base in this situation, you might actually take this base, where if you check out, unfortunately it's pretty dark, you have a pretty big ramp, but this is the only action point where you can enter, and of course you can do it with air. And the fourth base is this one, where you have a big ramp over here and a big backdoor ramp over here, a bit not really that easy to defend. But you also have this gold expansion with 2 geysers. The different changes with this gold location is that you don't have the rocks on the place where you build the nexus, the command center or the hatchery. You have them on the mineral fields that will stop you from actually mining, but you can first start to build your main building, and after that you can destroy the rocks. Usually with Blizzard is the other way around. You have to destroy the rocks in order to build the command center. Now back to the game, we see that AiSeiplo is opening Classic. He's researching warp gates, chrono boosting them, and might we see a 4 gate? He's buying from the 2nd gate, so that might actually mean that he's not going for a 4th gate, but again that doesn't really mean anything. Chrono boosting the warp gates is usually a very good thing to do in general. So now back to the Terran player's base, we see that he's already researching metabolical boost, which is the speed for the Zerlings. He's not mining gas. He will probably resume mining gas real soon, but he's taking his expansion before the spawning pool. Probably he wanted to be safe. And now let's see what AiSeiplo is going to do. We have 2 more gates, so he might actually go into 3 gates expansion, because AiSeiplo also likes to go for that fast expansion build, and it's pretty safe to expand on this map. You also see this is a pretty common spot to put your overlord over here, to see when your opponent is taking his expansion. But this overlord, I think it will be placed more over here in order to scout later, but I'm not really sure, or he will be turned into an overseer. Now we see that AiSeiplo is taking his nexus, and you actually take your nexus a bit before you have 4 sentries. You have the sentries in order to defend from the Zerlings that are going to attack you and try to take down your expansion, because you can block the Zerlings around. We see that Thaboo just built a queen and he's injecting larva. He's not okay, he's spreading the creep with this creep tumor, and he has a total of 3 queens. Now, as I've said, he resumed the mining gas, and I'm not really sure what he's going for yet. But we see that AiSeiplo is researching hallucinations. And let's check down this early attack with a lot of Zerlings. You see the force field that actually threw down the Zerlings away. Of course, they also run by command. And I was talking about the hallucination. This is a common tactic. You research hallucination where you warp in a phoenix in order to scout. This is very common because you are not going to have a first observer to scout with. And anytime soon we are going to see a hallucination. In order to hallucinate a phoenix, you need 100 energy. And right now, okay, this phoenix can hallucinate. This sentry can hallucinate. And there we have it, the phoenix, the scouting phoenix. We also have a forge by AiSeiplo, and right now Thaboo is droning up like crazy. And the phoenix is down, but he had the time to see the roach warren. So I think Thaboo will actually go for a roach hydra build. Damn it. There is a pretty cool match going up, and what I'm seeing in this game. And as I've said several times in the other streams, I don't actually like leaving a game that I've joined before, because it's pretty rude. And actually some players are pretty happy that they have casters casting them, so this is why it's pretty sad to see a caster leaving. Now we see that yeah, there's the in-base hatchery and the spire somewhere around. This is the spire, and AiSeiplo is doing a push. Let's see. The roaches are there. There we have some force fields. The Zerlings are hitting. And now he's moving back. And Thaboo moves forward with his own roaches. He's doing a good job by spreading the creep. We also see AiSeiplo's observer over here. And there we have some force fields forcing that will stop the roaches for retreating. The thing is that Thaboo has a lot of roaches. I'm not sure AiSeiplo how he's going to be able to deal with this. He has a cannon backside, and there is another observer that's popping out. Immortal might actually be helpful, but he's going to go for Colossus. And roach speed is done, and maybe real soon Thaboo will expand again. He also has 4 Mothlis in the field and 4 more on the way. Two more cannons, and he's also chrono boosting the extended thermal lances, which is the range for the Colossus. And now let's check down this flock of Mothlis. And actually this is the first time when I'm hearing about cool games that early on, and me not being able to be sure what to pick and on casting. And the Mothlis are moving back right now. If you check the income tab, we see that AiSeiplo is sitting with 59 probes, while Thaboo is sitting with 48. And as I said, he's expanding again. And the Colossus seems to be a bit stuck, and actually the whole AiSeiplo's army is stuck. The observers are moving around. Yeah, this observer is going to check if Thaboo expanded. And there we have Blink is being researched right now. It's going to be useful versus a flock of Moonfrisk, and also is also going to be useful to kill down the Corruptors. We have 3 Corruptors on the field and 3 more on the way. Usually I've seen Zerg players building about 10 or 13 Corruptors. That seems to be a magic number on the corruption Corruptors number. Now AiSeiplo is sitting like a Terran inside his base, probably waiting for the blink to be completed. And after that he will probably push. We have another Colossus out. And actually no, he can just move out with the Stalkers. I thought he was... he has 148 food, while the Zerg is almost maxed out with a 150 or 174, sorry. And for the Zerg we also see a Hydralisk Den, and that's going to be even more useful in order, because the Hydras deal the DPS while the Roaches are tanking the damage. AiSeiplo also taking his 3rd expansion. And I'm not sure why the Zerg wanted to destroy these rocks. Let's see if he's going to be able to snipe some of the Corruptors. One Corruptor got down, and nice blinking directly under the Corruptors. I mean the Colossus. I mean one Colossus down. I sometimes mix up the Corruptors with Colossus. I'm not sure why. No, I also disabled the health bars, so you can see the game better. And there is a pause. While there is a pause, let me check out. Yeah, BCQT is playing with Death Angel on round 5. Blink is playing with Nuclear Man. Jimpo is also in this tournament and he's playing with Xion. Raged Out with Drusli. Woody with Stem. And there are still a lot of players that are lagging behind. C is playing with Indy, Clave with A Priori. Paintball with Black Eagle. Fish Lives with Jaden. And now the game has resumed. Seems that Thaboo had some problems with the battery. And now let's check down this attack. The Corruptors are coming inside. AiSeiplo's lost one Colossus. The problem is that there is way too much firepower for AiSeiplo's army. There are only a few Roaches that remain. And good thing is that AiSeiplo's right now doesn't have any Colossus, but also at the same time Thaboo is losing his Corruptors, only one left. He also researched 1-0 for flare attacks. No multisc, and he's now pumping out Roaches, while AiSeiplo still has a big army of Stalkers. Let's check it out. And now AiSeiplo decides to retreat until here, and AiSeiplo taking some very free hits, and seems that Thaboo is pretty committed on attacking. And at the same time 12 Hydralisks on the way. but no range research. I think that should be pretty top priority on to research, but he doesn't have a guess. Okay, he finally started. And AiSeiplo is also mining from the third base. This is something you don't actually want for Protoss to do, to let a Protoss to do, because he will be able to build even more epic army. And when the Protoss is at about 200, it's pretty hard to deal with him. He also has upgrades 2 to 1, while the Zerg is only sitting at 1-0, so it's not really that great. Maybe he should even expand again. Now let's check down. Another fight. AiSeiplo is moving back. Again, 3 hits for the Zerg. Some force fields. I'm not sure if that was pretty useful. And AiSeiplo taking down a lot of hits. Making back again. Will he lose these Corruptors, these Colossus? One is on the red, one is still full. And nice job. And AiSeiplo is still moving back 120 foot, while the Zerg is heading 140 foot. And now let's see when the Colossus are going to fall. There's still the 2 of them are there, and there are only some Hydralisks left that are going to die to the Colossus. You can see how they get burned. And now AiSeiplo is blinking directly into the Zerg's army. And now more roaches for Thaboo. And he's still not expanding. It's pretty curious for me. Usually I see, but by this time okay, finally expanding. Usually I see more expansions more early for a Zerg, and especially on maps like this where you can, let's say, easily expand. You see that AiSeiplo is also doing the same thing, so the Zerg is not having any advantage with the income right now. Also, AiSeiplo is upgrading to weapon attacks level 3. And this is going to be pretty hard for the Zerg to deal with. He's just finishing a level 2 range attack for his Hydralisk and Roaches. Now, as you can see, this expansion is pretty useful to take, especially on this position. I see that the layout is a bit different. This is the natural third expansion. If you spawn upside and then you take your fort inside, where it's more protected, where you can just stay with your army here in the middle, and then you can also take the gold expansion because you are out with the army anyway. And finally, the Zerg is also taking his own gold expansion, and we might actually go into a macro game. Actually, it's kind of getting into a macro game already. Now let's see when the Colossus are going to get down. One is down. Maybe the second will go down soon. It's pretty vital to kill the Colossus. No, only one Colossus left for AiSeiplo, and he's blinking behind. He's now protected by the 3 cannons, which is pretty good. He's also tried to flank a bit, but he's going to lose those stalkers. And now Thaboo is moving back. He did a good job by sniping those 4 Colossus, and he's also building 21 more roaches. This is pretty important. This expansion is finally done. The gold expansion will be finally done soon, and he's now moving. Actually, he's not moving any drones now. He should move some drones from this location. Maybe he's being hyped out. Let's check down the APM of the players. Thaboo sitting at 143 on average, while AiSeiplo is sitting at 128. So hopefully Rutudor is happy now that I've shown the APM. Now let's see if the Zerg is moving inside AiSeiplo's expansion. A lot of roaches, and AiSeiplo is in a bit of trouble right now because he's sitting at almost 120 food while the Zerg is being maxed out. He should use the corruption ability from the corruptors on some of the AiSeiplo's army, like this Colossus. And the Colossus is instantly going to die to those corruptors, and AiSeiplo might actually be in trouble right now. And there's the GG. AiSeiplo is out. Thaboo is moving forward, and let's see if I can join into Rage Cyclone's game. And I'm inside the game. Let me update